comments like this from their candidates, I think it's not surprising, but at the same time, it shouldn't be tolerated by any person or any Canadian citizen or any British Columbian.
Indigenous leaders in BC are condemning more racist comments from within the BC Conservative Party, this time by a candidate waiting for an election vote recount on Vancouver Island. First reported by the Vancouver Sun, Marina Sapozhnikov told a student reporter on election night that First Nations people, quote, didn't have any sophisticated laws, that they were savages, they fought each other all the time. She also said, quote, that 90% of Indigenous people use drugs.
It's angered a lot of First Nations, and quite simply, I think one of the first things that came to my mind was, first of all, either John Rustad, I challenged John Rustad to either fire her or kick her out of the party, or she needs to resign.
The Union of BC Indian Chiefs also condemned the candidate's comments, posting online, "It is unacceptable at every level that the contempt and racism by Marina Sapozhnikov cannot be walked back by her party leader John Rustad. This abhorrent behavior cannot be rewarded or ignored." Sapozhnikov trailed the NDP candidate Dana La Jeunesse by just a handful of votes in their riding of Juan de Fuca-Malahat heading into this weekend's recount as the election continues to hang in the balance. Political scientist Hamish Telford says the close margin between the NDP and Conservatives might play a role in Rustad's reluctance to fire candidates who have made racist comments.
If the NDP eke out a majority and the Conservatives are indeed the opposition, does then John Rustad cut ties with some of these candidates? If this remains very tight in a minority situation, he needs every person available.
So this is the third BC Conservative candidate under fire for racist comments. Brent Chapman, who won Surrey South for the Conservatives before the election day, was criticized for Islamophobic, anti-Muslim, anti-Palestinian comments he made on Facebook. Dallas Brody, the candidate for Vancouver-Kilchana, she actually won her riding. At an all-candidates debate, she was criticized for making comments regarding what Indigenous people are responsible for if they're to get equal treatment. Leader John Rustad has condemned all of these comments, but hasn't made any indication that he's going to make any of these candidates step down.
Brody, Chapman, very similar disparaging remarks against Indigenous peoples and Islamophobic comments. I think it's really important to call these out because, quite simply, British Columbia and Canada is much more than this.
We reached out to Sapozhnikov and Rustad for comments, but they didn't get back to us before broadcast. In Vancouver, Kier Juneau, City News.